Have you ever wondered what certain military terms mean? Welcome to our deep dive into military jargon. We'll decode acronyms, coded language, and more. So get ready to decode the language of the military. Military jargon might sound like a foreign language to outsiders. Indeed, it's a language all its own, intricately woven with unique phrases, acronyms, and terms that have been shaped and refined over centuries of military history. This distinct language has developed to meet the unique needs of military operations and culture. Just like any other professional field, the military has its own set of specialized vocabulary that facilitates clear and effective communication. In the heat of battle, clarity and brevity are paramount. There's no room for misinterpretation, and this is where military jargon steps in, but it's not just about operational efficiency. This language also serves as a cultural glue, binding those who serve together. It's a shared lingo that fosters a sense of camaraderie and belonging among servicemen and women, and it often extends into their civilian lives too. The terms and phrases in military jargon often carry specific meanings that are understood only within the military community. They are more than just words, they are nods to historical events, tactical maneuvers, and even humor in the face of adversity. However, to the uninitiated, this can sound like an indecipherable code. So, whether you're an aspiring military enthusiast or just someone who's curious about what all those letters and phrases mean, you're in the right place. Now, let's break down some of these terms. Our first term is boots on the ground. This phrase is often used to depict the physical presence of military troops in a particular area or region. The term traces its roots back to the Vietnam War, where it was used to describe the deployment of soldiers on the battlefield. It paints a vivid picture, doesn't it? The image of brave soldiers, their boots firmly planted on foreign soil, ready to fulfill their duty. Next up, we have AWOL, which stands for absent without leave. In military terms, it refers to a service member who fails to report for duty without official permission. If you've seen a few war movies, you've likely heard this term thrown around. It originates from the British Naval Discipline Act of 1860, where it was used to describe sailors who deserted their posts. On to barracks. Now, this is a term many of you might already be familiar with. In the simplest of terms, barracks are buildings where military personnel live. The term has been in use since the late 17th century and originally referred to the temporary shelters built for soldiers during wartime. Our fourth term is a bit of a mouthful: Charlie Foxtrot. This is a phonetic abbreviation of the military slang Cluster F, used to describe a situation that has gone horribly wrong. Its origins are somewhat murky, but it's believed to have first emerged during the Vietnam War as a way for soldiers to express frustration or despair without resorting to explicit language. Finally, we have dust-off, a term that's unique to the US military. Dust-off is an acronym for dedicated, unhesitating service to our fighting forces, and it refers to the emergency medical evacuation of wounded soldiers by helicopter. The term was coined during the Vietnam War, where helicopter evacuations were a common sight. These are just a few examples of the rich language of the military. Moving on, we have the term engage. In the military, engage is a directive to attack the enemy. It's not as simple as it sounds though. It requires a lot of coordination, precision, and strategy. It's not just about firing weapons. It's about responding effectively to a threat. Next up is FUBA. This is an acronym that originated during World War II. It stands for Fouled Up Beyond All Recognition. It's used to describe a situation that's gone seriously wrong, often with a sense of irony or resignation. It's a phrase that captures the chaos and unpredictability of warfare. Then we have grunt. This term is used in the US military to refer to infantrymen, the foot soldiers who are often in the thick of the action. Grunt is a bit of a nod to the tough, demanding nature of their role. These are the soldiers who bear the brunt of the fighting. Hot LZ is another term that has its roots in the Vietnam War. LZ stands for landing zone, a place where helicopters can land and take off. When a landing zone is described as hot, it means it's under enemy fire. It's a situation that requires quick thinking and fast action. Finally, we have in the weeds. This phrase is used to describe someone who is deeply involved in the details of a situation or task. It's often used when a person is so caught up in the minutiae that they might be losing sight of the bigger picture. It's a term that reminds us that in the military, it's important to balance attention to detail with a broader strategic perspective. As you can see, These terms often have a colorful history and a specific meaning within the military community. Next up, we have jarhead. A term often used in the Marine Corps, jarhead is a nickname for Marines, reportedly due to their high and tight haircuts that make their heads look like jars. It's not derogatory but rather a term of camaraderie among Marines. Let's move to click. In military jargon, a click is a kilometer. This term came into use during the Vietnam War. It's a unit of distance that's easier to understand and quicker to say over radios in the heat of operations. So when a soldier says they're 10 clicks out, they mean they are 10 kilometers away. Next, we have Lima Charlie. In the phonetic alphabet used by the military, Lima stands for L and Charlie for C, together signifying loud and clear. It's a response used to acknowledge that a message has been received and understood. Let's discuss MRE. This stands for Meals Ready to Eat. These are self-contained meals packed in lightweight packaging, designed for soldiers to carry and consume in the field where conventional food facilities may not be available. They're not gourmet, but they're designed to provide all the necessary nutrition a soldier needs. Lastly, we have no-go. This phrase is used to indicate that something is not functioning as it should or a plan or operation is not proceeding. It's as simple as it sounds, but crucial in the field when clear, concise communication can mean the difference between success and failure or even life and death. To decode military jargon, it's important to understand the context in which these terms are used. They were created out of necessity to provide clear, concise communication in high-stress, high-stakes environments. While they may seem cryptic or even humorous to those outside the military, they serve a crucial function in the life of a soldier. And there you have it, a small sample of the complex language of the military. So there you have it. We've journeyed through a military lexicon that's as rich and varied as the armed forces themselves. From Alpha Bravo to Zulu, we've decoded the cryptic lingo, providing you with a unique lens to better understand and appreciate military culture. These terms, steeped in history and tradition, are more than just words. They're a testament to the camaraderie, discipline, and spirit of the armed forces. Now you can impress your friends with your knowledge of military jargon. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious. If you liked the video, please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.